mentioning his name to me early on, and obviously I've known him for a little bit, so I knew the player a little bit. I didn't know he was going to explode on the scene. We didn't know that either. But as we started peeling back the layers through the process of the season, we started understanding how special a player he was. Not only the basketball player, but if you start get to know the young man, he's high character, comes from a great family, as I said before, hard worker, very passionate about the game, student of the game. We think he's got a lot of upside. We think the things that he brings to this organization, not only as a human being, but as a basketball player, with his pace and speed, with ball in hand, his ability to create for not only himself, but teammates, are going to help take this organization to the next level. So we're incredibly excited to have Ebuka Okorie here as the newest member of the Pistons family. We know he'll work his butt off, and we're going to help him become the best basketball player he can be. So without further ado, congratulations. Welcome. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, if I had to pick a player comp for myself, I'd probably say a guy like Colin Sexton, just his intensity, the intensity he brings on both sides of the floor, offense and defense. But my favorite player growing up was definitely LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. Just great players to watch and very exciting.
Introduce Ebuka Okorie to the Pistons. He got introduced. He said that to the Pistons. He said, he played like Colin Sexton, and LeBron and Kyrie was his favorite players. And he said it's just the energy that Colin Sexton that he would bring. That's what he played with. Colin Sexton, I don't know if people know his story in NBA. Once you know his story, he was unranked, and he went from an unranked prospect all the way to one of the top basketball players in the country. So I don't know if y'all study Ebuka Okorie, but he has a similar story to Colin Sexton. He was unranked, I believe, heading into his senior year out of New Hampshire. And check out Detroit Pistons Talk Players. If I said that, thumbs to the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. He was unranked. He jumped to like 119th player in the country. He was going to Harvard. He was that smart. And then he got an offer to play basketball at Stanford. He went to Stanford. I guess Stanford's in the ACC now. I don't follow it like that. And he led he was like 5th or 6th in the country in scoring with over 23 points a game as a freshman. Remember, he was just unranked the previous year. I think people don't really understand that he was unranked heading into a senior year, going unranked heading into a senior year. His freshman year in college, he didn't turn 18 until April 10th. So after this season, he turned 18, and he was one of the top 5 or 6 scorers in college basketball. You know what I'm saying? And people will say, well, he didn't have nobody on this team. That's even worse. I'm the only person that get a bucket. They play traditional zone in college, and they still couldn't stop me. I led the country in N1s. You know what I'm saying? I can handle the ball. I'm quick. I can get a bucket. I'm a microwave. And guess what? I just turned 19 April 10th. I'm going into my rookie year as 19 years old. Like I came out of nowhere. I remember Tracy McGrady came out of nowhere in the Adidas camp and rose to be one of the top player in the country. He came out of nowhere. And they spoke about his character, Trajan Langdon. They talked about, size, his length, his ability to score. And, people, he's only 6'2", who cares? 6'2" ain't little. You know what I'm saying? Like every 6'6" motherfucker can hoop in the league. No. There's a bunch of 6'6", 6'7", 7-foot dudes who on the bench not doing nothing. His natural ability to do how quick and how easy he scored, how good he handled the ball, and he ain't even grown to his man frame yet. So, you know, a lot of people, oh man, they should have got the Filano guy, you know, and the Filano or LeBaron guy, he can score. No doubt about it, he can score. But he ain't like this guy, bro. He ain't like this Ebuka guy. This Ebuka guy is just he is a phenomenal basketball player. The handles is tight. Now we'll see, you know, kind of where the facilitation goes, because once again, you don't play with the best people. But for you to lead the country damn near in scoring and you came out of nowhere, man, shit. But you know what? When it's not a name somebody wants, you know, people shit on it, and then he go out there and be really, really good, and everybody go out like this one. Man, the more and more research I did on this guy, man, this dude is a phenomenal. People say Sasser was a 3 or 4 year player at Houston. We talking about a guy, once again, that came out of nowhere. This guy came out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere, y'all. Nowhere. New Hampshire. That's probably why they weren't looking at New Hampshire. Sorry. Hold on. Sorry. This guy came out of nowhere. You can't compare Sasser, who was an upperclassman, to a baby, bro. And how quick he is with that ball. Dog, when I turned on the film, I'm like, all right, man, you know, he getting jiggy with it. I can't get jiggy with this shit. The more and more I watched, dog, and I heard his college coach say, I don't think his college coach knew he was that good until he got there. And I say this, it's great hoopers everywhere. You know, and if they go out there and get or Norman Powell, literally, he's going to be Norman Powell's replacement. You know, if they go out there and get a Kyrie, if they go out there and get a Kawhi, which I don't think they keep talking about, I don't think that's going to happen, or no, a Levine, in 2 seasons, 3 at the most, you ain't going to be able to keep this guy off the floor. You're not. They're going to put him in strength. They're going to put him in the strength program. He gonna get stronger. He gonna eat more. You know, people say he only shot 35% from 3. The average in the NBA is 36. Shout out to whoever that was in the comment section that told me that. That's only the average in the NBA. 35 at 18 years old is not bad. And everybody knew he was gonna shoot it. And he don't turn the ball over. And does that surprise me with him not turning the ball over? No. Because he's a very smart guy. And people say, well, Cade turned the ball over because you don't have nobody else to trust with the ball. Because you give it to Asar, he's a good ball handler and distributor, but he ain't a threat to score. You know, apparently when Cade and Duran play together, they don't play through Duran. They only play through Duran when Cade is out or injured. So who else other than Jenkins? Jenkins is the only person that they trust to handle the ball. Karis LeVert get the ball, he looking to score. So yeah, of course, when you the only option to handle the ball, you gonna have turnovers. That's you guys, Allen Iverson, that all that. The the Stocktons, the Pauls, the Chris Pauls, the Tyrese Halliburtons, they're a little bit different. But you know they all have it's Cade. So now getting Cade an additional scorer or a ball handler, he can do a lot more. It's just too much going on one person to handle the rock. That's all that boiled down to. And that's why Schroeder was so important, and that's why Jenkins is so important. But that Jenkins and Cade is not enough. You need that one other, 2 other guy that can handle it. But yeah, I like the pick, But hey, that's just my opinion. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description. You can follow me everywhere, X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, wherever I'm at. You can DM me. Peace.
Are people sleeping on him? They've caught up to him. I think they were sleeping on him throughout the season. Looks like Dennis Schroeder right now and plays like him at worst. By the end, I was like, geez, is he Maxey? I mean, is he Tyrese Maxey? Like one of those. He just got incredible speed.
Detroit, is that a good fit?
Great fit. If you need playmaking, scoring, quickness right away, I think he could help for sure.
23 points a game in the ACC's almost unprecedented. When did you realize this is someone special?
Before the first shoot around, I said, you know what, Ebuka, I hate doing this, but I think you're going to do really well. I don't want to put you haven't done anything yet.
He's just over 6'2", right? Do you think that's one of the reasons people were sleeping on him initially?
6'8" wingspan. He's not that skinny. He's 185 pounds, and I think he'll easily get to 195. He's just turned 19. I was watching the Sixers, and I Googled Maxey, and I go, oh, he's 6'2", 205. And I'm like, he's going to be in that ballpark, the same wingspan. Maxey doesn't look that small out there because his length and his speed in that. So I think he'll be fine there just because his wingspan. Kind of like Rondo. That's what he looks like running around. Different player, but the shoulders and the length. I think once they discovered that, like, oh, okay, he's got real NBA length, that makes it easier to make that decision.
What do you make of him from three?
You know, I think it's really impressive what he did this year as a point guard. 35.7, the ball's in your hand that much. I don't think you'll find many point guards that shoot that well with the minutes played almost at any level. And as a freshman, most disciplined guy. After a game, he's in the gym 7 a.m. the next morning, getting his shots, doing his, taking his vitamins. He's just kind of that guy.